Alright, before we get started, I just want to open up by saying that I'm so sorry that there were no videos this week. I was really busy. That's the reason why there were no videos this week. I tried to get out a couple of videos, but I just couldn't because, again, I was so busy. So I do hope you guys understand, and I just want to say I'm truly sorry for that. But anyways, a lot of shit has happened in the past 24 hours during during the NFL offseason, man. A lot of shit really has happened, and I mean, in today's video, I'm just gonna go ahead and kill two birds with one stone, and I'm gonna be reacting to the Davante Adams to the Raiders trade, and Deshaun Watson going to the Cleveland Browns. I'm gonna be reacting to both of those trades. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and not waste any more time, and let's just get this video started. So anyways, let's start out with Davante Adams going to the Las Vegas Raiders. This, I can't lie, this kind of came out of left field, you know, when Davante Adams got tagged and Aaron Rodgers got, got that extension. I thought that the Packers were kind of just in a way gonna like run it back. I thought that they were still, pretty much in win now mode. Then it comes out that Davante Adams, he is not playing under the franchise tag whatsoever. But even then, I thought the Green Bay Packers were gonna pay him, but I turned out to be wrong. I kind of turned out to be wrong because what do you know? Davante Adams, he is a Las Vegas Raider. But then it also comes out that the Packers, they actually offered him, I believe, more money than the Raiders ended up giving him. But he just wanted to be traded to the Raiders because he really just wanted to play with Derek Carr, who he did play with, at Fresno State. But yeah, all I can say is, wow. Davante Adams, the Las Vegas Raider. I mean, I really am surprised. Going into the trade details, the Raiders, they get Davante Adams, and the Packers, they get the Raiders' first and second round picks this year. I'll start out with the Raiders, with my trade grades for this side. The Raiders side, I think they get an A+ all the way. I mean, phenomenal trade by the Raiders. It really is, like they really needed some wide receiver help outside of Hunter Renfrow, and you got maybe the best wide receiver in the NFL. So amazing job by Las Vegas. I mean, you look at that off. I mean, they've done a great job, when it comes to improving their team in the offseason. So I gotta really applaud them, and I mean, when you look at this offense, like the weapons, they're absolutely insane. You got Josh Jacobs, who's a very good running back. You got Darren Waller, who's one of the best tight ends in the NFL. You got Hunter Renfrow, who's one of the best slots in the NFL. And of course, you got none other than the man himself, Davante Adams, who's maybe the best wide receiver in all of the NFL. So great job by the Raiders. I mean, offensively, at that point, all you need to really do is just improve your offensive line and also make sure your play calling is good. Because coming from a Patriots fan, Josh McDaniels, I can't lie, sometimes his play calling is absolute ass, to put it quite simply. But anyways, going to the Packers side of things, it was really it's pretty complicated for them. I don't know what grade to give them. I guess I'll give them a B-. It gets really complicated because you gotta take into account several different things. For one, the Packers, it seems like they still do want to be in a win now mode, so trading away Davante Adams kind of harms them there. At the same time, you do need to take into account that, paying him all that money, and I'm not going to blame Davante Adams for wanting all that money because he 100% deserves it, but having to pay him all that money kind of would have, effed them up financially, especially with Rodgers, extension. You can't always say that Rodgers should have taken a pay cut. That's pretty fair. The whole financial side of things, that's kind of complicated. And then also, then again, trading away Davante Adams, you got a pretty solid haul, a first and second round pick. I think that's pretty good. And, because you trade him away, you can kind of add depth to that receiving core, by, drafting, one of the top receivers, in this draft. And maybe even, drafting 2 wide receivers with their 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. And, heck, maybe they sign a guy like a Julio Jones or an Odell Beckham Jr. So pretty complicated for the Green Bay Packers side of things. I'm just going to go ahead and give them a B-. But that about does it for the Davante Adams trade. Alright, now we got the Deshaun Watson to the Cleveland Browns trade, and before I even give my reaction, His legal issues, I'm not going to be talking about them really, because I don't want to say the wrong things that end up biting me in the ass years later or decades later or however long later. I don't want to say the wrong things, and like also like when it comes to whether he's innocent or guilty, like I really don't want to talk much about it, but here's what I'm going to say. I don't even know if he's innocent or guilty, okay? He could be both. It's really complicated, okay? We don't know whether he's innocent or guilty, okay? We really don't know if he did it, alright? So, that's all I'm really gonna say. I'm just not gonna really talk about it, and I don't really want to talk about his legal issues, because it's really serious stuff. It's nothing to really joke about, but, anyways, Deshaun Watson, wow, he went to the Cleveland Browns, and, I mean, in the days kind of leading up to this trade, like, it was down to 4 teams: the Browns, the Falcons, the Saints, and the Panthers. I believe he ruled out like the Browns first, funny enough, and then he ruled out the Panthers, and then it actually looked like he was really gonna go to the Atlanta Falcons, and I didn't want to see that for the sake of him winning and for his ability to win games, because I mean the Atlanta Falcons, like, they were a bottom 5 roster, and I mean, and then you got to take into account like that team has to give up a lot to get Deshaun Watson in the first place, and then how is that team going to be able to improve after they get Deshaun Watson, given the fact that they don't have a whole lot of draft capital and also like their cap situation? So I didn't want to see Deshaun Watson in a Falcons uniform, all right? No offense to any Atlanta fans. I really did not want to, but yeah, he decides, you know what? I'm going to change my mind. I do want to be a Cleveland Brown, and what do you know? He's a Cleveland Brown now. So, the trade details: the Cleveland Browns, they get Deshaun Watson and a 5th round pick. And the Houston Texans, they get 3 first round picks, a 3rd round pick, and a 4th round pick. So, I guess giving my trade grades, the Cleveland Browns, I think they get an A+, because again, we're going to ignore Deshaun Watson's legal issues, but assuming that this guy will not have to, that he can't, the legal issues will not affect him really in his time with the Cleveland Browns, this was a home run trade. Like, for one, they didn't have to give up any players, and I was quite surprised. So it's kind of like we're, in a way, replacing Baker Mayfield with Deshaun Watson, and I think Baker Mayfield is overhated, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I mean, Deshaun Watson is a far better quarterback than Baker Mayfield, and I mean, when you take a look at this Browns roster, giving them a quarterback like Deshaun Watson, that makes them, in my opinion, like a damn near Super Bowl contender. Now, they do have a few weaknesses. Like, I still do want to see them like upgrade a little bit at wide receiver, get like a wide receiver 2, and then I also do want to see them kind of improve that front 7 a little bit more, and address the defensive line a little bit. But I love this trade for the Cleveland Browns. Now, and then I do want to talk a little bit about, the Baker Mayfield, like, drama, like, a little bit. Like, I mean, from what I see on Twitter, like, the Browns like, what Browns fans think of Baker Mayfield, like, from what I see on Twitter, it's pretty mixed. There's quite a bit of people who feel like Baker Mayfield was kind of just, like, they respect Baker Mayfield, but then there's a half who just do not like him. And my stance on that is, in my opinion, I think Baker Mayfield's pretty overhated. And then when it comes to him requesting a trade, I completely understand. I see a lot of people bashing him for it and saying, oh, he sucks. That's the, like, I actually do want to say, like, I saw a tweet where it's just like, Odell Beckham, he kind of forced his way out and, like, people applauded him. Baker Mayfield, he requested trade, and I mean, people slam him, and I mean, some guy was just like, oh, the difference is that Baker Mayfield sucks. Like, Baker Mayfield to me is really just inconsistent. You got to keep in mind, like, last year he didn't have a good wide receiving core, and also, like, the guy was dealing with injuries. He was playing through an injury that really just absolutely screwed up the way he played. So there's that for you. And then also, like, you got to think about it from the player's perspective. Like, I mean, while I do think, getting Deshaun Watson was a great move for the Cleveland Browns, at the same time, in a way, like, I guess you could say, like, it's kind of, in a way, maybe kind of disrespectful to him. Like, you got to think about it. Like, they're trying to actively, when a team's trying to actively replace you, like, it's probably going to rub off you the wrong way. So, I don't blame the guy at all for requesting a trade, and, like, people they really just gotta try and look at it from the player's perspective, So yeah, Baker Mayfield, he's probably gonna get traded. Where, I mean, I really don't know. Maybe the Colts, the Seahawks, and the Panthers. I'd say one of those three teams. But yeah, pretty much all I gotta say for the Brown side of things. After that, we got the Texans side of things. I think I'll give them like a B or a B plus. I think the amount of picks they got, the draft picks they got for Deshaun Watson, phenomenal. That's really good. However, at the same time, while not giving up any players was good for Cleveland, really not the best thing for the Texans. I really feel like the Houston Texans should have tried and get maybe like a player or two, like a Kareem Hunt maybe, or like maybe a Jedrick Willis, or maybe a Darius, what's his name, not Darius, Denzel Ward. I was thinking that maybe they could get a player or two. I'm pretty surprised that no players besides Deshaun Watson were moved in this trade. So that is really what brings that's really the thing that's holding it back from being an A. But aside from that, I don't hate this trade at all for the Houston Texans. And I actually like the idea of building around Davis Mills, because Davis Mills was quite solid, and I mean, you might as well give him a chance. You saw what he was able to do with your dog shit roster, so let's see what he can do with a much improved supporting cast. And, let's just give him a chance. So I like this trade for both sides. I really do, more so for the Browns, but for the Texans wasn't that bad either. But that's basically all I got to say for both trades, and basically all I got for today's video. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. It really does mean a lot to me. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button and subscribe, do all that stuff. And yeah, I'm out, you guys.